Welcome back, True Seeker. It is Sunday, January 15th, 2023, and going to talk about a whole bunch of things in the world of sports. But we're going to start right here with the 76ers and Lakers on the 15th day of the year, with the 76ers edging out the Lakers in Los Angeles with 113 points. Of course, I was just talking about this on January 13th. 113, why the NBA was hyping the Spurs-Warriors game between two losing clubs. Of course, there ended up being 113 points on 113. We call that the NBA number. We call it the Kobe Bryant number. We call it the Michael Jordan number. Again, if you follow my work on Patreon, I put out information every day about the sports games. And the notes for the 76ers-Lakers game suggested why the 76ers should beat the Lakers today in tribute to Kobe Bryant, with Doc Rivers picking up his 126th win with the team on this day. And not only does he do it, again, Kobe died on 126, let's not forget. Not only does he get the 126th win, his team wins with 113 points. And again, beginning of the week, college football championship, Georgia becomes 15-0. And I explained what that had to do with Kobe and the Rams, both in Los Angeles, and the number 15. And then here we are on the 15th of the year, and we're getting a huge Kobe Bryant tribute in the Lakers game. Again, Kobe's from Philadelphia, for people who don't know, the land of the 76ers. But not only is this going on, but then also in the world of college football, University of Georgia player who just won the championship is now dead on the 15th, supposedly in a car crash. And again, you will only understand these rituals if you know Gematria, which comes from Kabbalah, which is Jewish mysticism. In Gematria, simple practice coding numbers into words, Kobe equals 15, so does Rams. And remember, Kobe died on the anniversary of Bear Bryant, the football great coach from Alabama, just like Kirby Smart, who coaches Georgia's from Alabama. And what I pointed out long before the college championship was played on December 30th, on LeBron's birthday, he picked up his 15th win in Georgia. Again, the college championship was in LA. Again, all of these things are connected. They're all scripted. Sports are perfect rituals, and you can see through these rituals when you know this number code. So if you're new here, the way the number code works, let's pull up the calculator real quick. We're going to go back to the two most classic ciphers, the alphabetic order and the alphabetic order with numerology. And again, if you write out Kobe Bryant and use the alphabetic order, it's 113, okay? And the same cipher, so is Michael Jordan. If you just missed the video I did the other day on the death of Ben Wilson in Chicago, the year Jordan was drafted, you should go back and check that out. Anyhow, this is the number in the National Basketball Association 113. The National Basketball Association 113, okay? Kobe Bryant 113. The name Kobe alone, when you use numerology, is 15. So here we are on the 15th, right? In that same cipher, Rams is 15. Last year, Georgia won the championship by a margin of 15 points. Then Matt Stafford. Notice how Georgia equals 44 and Matt Stafford equals 44. Remember, Georgia won the championship last year. Then Matt Stafford, who went to Georgia, won the Super Bowl on the 44th day of the year. 213 in LA, the 213 area code. And then this year, Georgia goes 15-0 and becomes the 8th team to win a college football championship back-to-back, kind of like how Kobe began his career with the number 8. And this year, the college football championship was on 8-date numerology. And again, Kobe died on the anniversary of Bear Bryant. Notice how Bryant equals 26, like how he died on the 26th day of the year. And realize the other half of this code is just running the alphabetic order in reverse. Bryant, when you run it in reverse with numerology, is 37. Kobe died on the 37-year anniversary of Bear Bryant. And when you run it in reverse without numerology, Bryant's 82. Kirby Smart became 8-2 in bowl games, winning the championship this year, getting his 8th bowl win as Georgia became the 8th team to win back-to-back, in tribute to Kobe, who once wore number 8. And then, of course, Kobe finished his career wearing number 24. And look at tonight's outcome. The 76ers, remember when LeBron passed LeBron passed Kobe in points scored in Philly the day before Kobe died? Anyhow, the Lakers pick up their 24th loss on the 15th to Kobe City. And again, Doc Rivers gets his 126th win, like how Kobe died on 126. And again, for people who are new here, put it together, Kobe Bryant, 41, dead on the 41st day of the Pope's age while traveling from Catholic Mass. Kobe Bryant in reverse, 157. He died on the 157th day of his age, at age 41. Kobe Bryant, 58. Also like Los Angeles Lakers. Remember, Georgia just won 65-7, a difference of 58 points. And where Kobe Bryant's 58, Bear Bryant is 65. Okay, Kobe dies on the anniversary of Bear Bryant. Then the young man who dies today for Georgia on the 15th, his name is Devin Willock. Devin Willock, and just notice, Devin Willock has that gematria 58, right? His name is 139 and 58, like Freemasonry, okay? Secret Society is also 58. We were just talking about all these numbers on Monday, why the score was what it was. And a lot of people watched that video and they thought it was so dumb what I was saying, as if it was all a coincidence. And now here we are just 6 days later on the 15th, and you got a dead Georgia player and another huge Kobe Bryant ritual. And again, in the NBA today, if you follow my notes on Patreon, the lean on the 76ers to win on the Kobe ritual, the lean on the Blazers to beat the Mavericks to get to 11-8 at home over the Dallas, Texas team, 118. Nuggets beating the Magic was pretty much a no-brainer. Magic's coach stayed on 38 wins. Again, Colorado 38, Colorado the 38th state. Nuggets equals 30, so does Ball Arena where they play, so does Magic. They pick up the 30th win over the Magic. Sacramento equals 109. They get to 10-9 on the road. The Thunder had great value today, and they upset the Nets. And you see how they stayed on 23 losses and 14 away losses? Today's date numerology, there's multiple paths, but today's date numerology broke down to 14 and 23. And in Gematria, Nets equals 23, okay? So good team to stay on 23 losses on, especially when the date numerology is 23 and also 14. And again, how does the date numerology work? Again, here's the notes we put out each day. So break down how the date numerology is. There's different paths. Notice the different paths will take you to 59, 23, and 14. All of those numbers become 5. So the true date numerology is also 5, but 1 plus 4 is 5, 2 plus 3 is 5, 5 plus 9 is 14, 1 plus 4 is 5. So anyhow, just like we were talking about with the Buffalo game, first touchdown of the day, Dawson Knox, 5-play drive, 5th straight game with a touchdown for Dawson Knox. Anyhow, guess I got that window open twice. The Bulls and Warriors, I was leaning. This game was tough because there was a decent narrative for the Bulls to win, who were favored. There was also an okay narrative for the Warriors, so probably the closest call of the day in that game. Clippers got their 89th win of the season, 89 days after the season began. Los Angeles, California, 89. Rockets picked up their 33rd loss on a Sunday, the one day of the week that equals 33. And the Rockets stayed on 4 away wins. Again, LA has that gematria 4 in the most pure cipher. And they will play the Lakers next. So they'll go into the next LA game with 4 wins. And the Pistons, huge number with the Bulls. They play the Bulls next. They're going to stay on those 12 wins before they face the Bulls. And you'll see so often teams will come into Atlanta with the chance to pick up their 15th win or their 15th loss facing Atlanta. And the Knicks, by winning this game, it positions them to potentially win their 15th game in Atlanta. And notice Atlanta's 15. Remember, LeBron picked up his 15th win of his season in Atlanta, Georgia, right? Gets the 15th win in Georgia on his birthday. And remember, he scored 47 points. 47 is the 15th prime number. And he turned 38 that day. If you spell out 15 as a word, it equals 38. Georgia had 38 points at halftime. And Then Kirby Smart had turned 47 right before the championship game. 47, the 15th prime, gets his 15th win, going 15-0 in the Rams Stadium, which, again, last year was connected with Georgia's championship, Stafford with the Rams. And then, again, just the death of Kobe in L.A., where this year's college championship was. So, the real problem with this research, the reason more people don't grasp it, again, it's an intelligence deficit. Like, people watch it, and it's just it's out of their IQ level. It's like, again, when you were a child at the fair, here's the analogy. When you were a child and you went to the fair, there was the thing, like, you had to stand there and you had to be tall enough to ride the ride. And if you weren't tall enough, they said, you know what, come back next summer. You're going to get that growth spurt. You can be on the ride. Remember that happened to you as a child? I remember having that and be like, man, I just need like this many more inches. I want to go on the ride. But unfortunately, for a lot of people, it's like their IQ doesn't grow. So they just stay at this deficit and they cannot understand this, even though really what I'm showing you guys really is elementary. It's addition. It's addition and pattern recognition. But again, I mean, with this knowledge, you can torch the world of sports. And you can also see through how demented the rituals are. And, it's just like, and some rituals are easier than others. Like the first game of the day yesterday, you see how the Bucks fell to 27-16. They also became 11-11 at home. But look at this. In the most pure cipher, which is the dark blue one, Miami's 27. And in that same cipher, Heat is 16, right? They became 27-16. And then they fell to 11-11, which is interesting because Bucks is 11. But again, you learn this knowledge, and day after day, you will see through the rituals. But again, more importantly than just winning money off it, it's about understanding why you should never attend one of these games again. I mean, this stuff is evil. It is real human ritual sacrifice by the numbers, year in and year out, young and old. And again, the stuff just smacks people in the face. Yeah, besides it being the 15th, you guys, it's 115. It's 115, right? It's the 15th day of the year, but it's 115. Again, if you're new here, that's a familiar pattern with death. Masonic's 115 and Killing's 115. And outside of the base ciphers, the most important cipher is Jewish gematria, which Derek renamed Latin on this website. So now it's called Latin. But notice in that same cipher, Killing is 115. You see how here, I'm going to take away, now that you see that, I'm going to take away that cipher and just go back to the base ciphers. Look at the numbers for Killing, right? Think about how many celebrities have ended up dead in the bathtub. We even got one this year on November 5th. On November 5th, it was, what's his name? The Backstreet Boys brother. His name escapes me right now. Nick Carter. Or was it Aaron Carter? It was one of the Carter brothers. I forget, I don't really follow them, but November 5th, one of them was found dead in the bathtub, kind of like what happened to Whitney Houston and Jim Morrison. But you see how bathtub is 74, 115, 43. On November 5th, we got that headline. Killing 74, 115, 43. There's a reason patterns happen so much. That these numbers are all over Jim Morrison's death in the bathtub. And then his girlfriend, I want to show this to you real quick. Jim Morrison, girlfriend who found him in tub. Hold on. Pamela Susan Corson. You see this? The woman who found Jim Morrison dead in the bathtub, she ended up dying April 25th of 74. Well, that's funny because April 25th is the 115th day of the year in 74. Killing 74, 115. Bathtub 74, 115. Masonic 74, 115. Okay. And again, just to reinforce the importance of the knowledge. If you read my notes, if you watched our live streams, favored the Bengals. We did give the Ravens a chance to upset. They were worth a small hedge bet. But again, a large part of the reason we favored the Bengals is there is a very consistent number against Baltimore, and it's 41. And, we've been winning off Baltimore 41, many times for many years now. Joe Burrow just became 4-1 in the playoffs, beating Baltimore. And how many points ended up getting scored in the game? 41. May Nunu. Did I not tell you the game would finish with 41 points at the beginning of the... Sweet lady was doubting me. Sweet lady was doubting me because she's like, there's so much time left in the game. And I said, they like 41 too much in Baltimore. This game probably stays on 41 points. Because what was it? Here, let's go back and let's see when the 41st point was scored. It was the game-changing play by Mr. Hubbard. Got to put some respect on that name. Hold on. Those points were scored. All right, hold on. I'm going to the wrong spot. Oh yeah, look at all these punts to not score at the end. Look how many drives were just stuck on there. So for those who didn't watch the game, the Ravens nearly went up 24-17, but they fumbled at the goal line, and it was returned all the way for a record 98-yard touchdown in the playoffs. And we talked about how this game was synced up with Tony Siragusa because he died at age 55 this year. It's the Bengals' 55th season, and the Ravens just fell to 5-5 away. And I mean, I don't know how people miss the rituals. Go back to June 22nd. The news broke that morning before even Tony Siragusa that a Raven was dead. Jalen Ferguson had died the day prior, but the news broke June 22nd. Then another headline follows that up. Tony Siragusa's dead of the Ravens. It's like, wow, 2 Ravens football players in the same day. And then, if that wasn't enough, then Final Jeopardy. Final Jeopardy that night is a question about Edgar Allan Poe's The Raven, which Baltimore Ravens are named after. And the Raven equals 39, and Siragusa died 39 days after his birthday, and the Super Bowl he won was right before 9/11 over New York, the 39 state. By the way, today had 39 date numerology, and both New York teams won, the Bills and the Giants. But I don't know why I'm having so much trouble figuring out how much time was left. Okay, there was 11:39. Oh, funny. 11:39 left when they scored the touchdown. 11:39. But yeah, again, Tony Siragusa wore the number 98. The Queen died on 9/8. Again, she only went to one football game, American football game in her life, and it was back in 57, and she saw Maryland defeat North Carolina. She dies on the Virgin Mary's birthday. North Carolina is named after King Charles. And then the Maryland team, Baltimore, their season ends in a big ritual against the Queen City Bengals, the defending AFC champions. But yeah, it's funny they scored that a 98-yard touchdown in light of Siragusa number 98. And let's not forget that Siragusa's birthday was May 14th because that was the date of the mass shooting in Buffalo. 514, like how the Bills are on 514 franchise losses. And amazingly enough, in this cipher that's the most important, watch this. September 8th, EIGA, there it is. Outside of these base ciphers, again, like I said, Jewish gematria is the most important, which Derek renamed Latin just recently. September 8th is 514, right? The Bills open the season. The Queen dies. They just happen to be on 514 franchise losses. Damar Hamlin puts out his first tweet, supposedly after he's recovering from his fateful incident at 5:14 p.m. local time. Again, you guys, it's all rituals. People are chosen for the rituals based on the numbers they have because it's a numbers game, like what's etched on the Masonic temples. All is number. Here, and again, about just running things forwards and backwards. Look at this. Ravens, 83-38. In this wild card game, the Ravens fell to 8-3 in the wild card round. The Bengals improved to 3-8. And wild card is 38. And Baltimore, again, is 41. And Joe Burrow became 4-1 in the postseason. And a stat I didn't have before the game, but I saw ESPN just put up on the screen. Remember when there was the Harbaugh Bowl, Super Bowl 47, between Jim and John Harbaugh? Jim coached the 49ers. John coached the Ravens. It had the 33-minute blackout. Anyhow, John won with the Ravens in Super Bowl 47. You see how John equals 47? Look, Jim doesn't, right? Jim doesn't have a 47. John does. But when you run it in reverse, John is 61. The stat they just put up on ESPN is that John Harbaugh was undefeated in the wild card until today, and he fell to 6-1 in the wild card. Again, these things are this perfect because it's all this scripted. And I don't know how people could possibly think that the games aren't scripted. Do you really think, okay, do you really think, I know people think Kirk Cousins is a loser, and today he added on to his legacy as a major loser by the way he ended the game. But what, I mean, it's just, if you did not watch this game, it had an impossible ending. Kirk Cousins did a check down to a receiver that had about a 0.0.0.0 forever percent chance of converting the first down. There's no reason to even throw the ball there because your season's over if you do. He's got Justin Jefferson. I mean, this is the same team that was in the 4th and 19 situation against the Bills, and he just chucked up a prayer to Jefferson, the playmaker, who made the miracle catch to keep the game alive, and they went on to win. But it's like, I mean, if you watch the last series for the Vikings, at no point do they even try to make a play to Jefferson. And then the final pass is just like, here, the game's over. I'll just throw it to you. No way. I mean, throw the ball down the field and maybe best, even draw a penalty flag, a defensive holding, a pass interference. There's just no way the games end this way. And then also just all these new trends in the NFL and college football. It's 3rd and inches. It's 4th and inches. I haven't seen a coach in 3rd and inches or 4th and inches do anything in recent times besides call shotgun. It's like, who calls shotgun when you need to go 2 inches? What is this? It's just, they make the games dumber and dumber. And it's like to punish the fans who pay for these overpriced tickets. But yeah, the one game that did get me this weekend, I knew the Giants had a chance to win, but I did favor the Vikings. We're on the right side of every other game so far, so it's not like it was a bad weekend. But the part of the reason that I favored the Vikings is because just the whole thing with the Queen. Again, the Queen died on 9/8. It's the Giants' 98th season. Had they lost, they would have been 9-8-1 for the year, and Vikings equals 98. And what's amazing is the Vikings were the first team to win in London this year. The Giants played in London this year, and from the Giants game in London to this game against the Vikings today was exactly 98 days later. So I was looking at that, and then the other thing is the only game where the wild card riddle failed us was the Vikings game. You see how wild card is 74? Had Kirk Cousins won, he would have got his 74th career win. I see what they did, though, with him staying on 73. That was a number that played this year in the Queen rituals. You see all these numbers for Queen? These numbers were crazy in the NFL this year, all over the place. And he stayed on 73 wins. And there were all kinds of concerns for the Vikings. It's just, I thought that 98 would play, and I thought Cousins would get his 74th win in the wild card round. But you see how Minnesota Vikings is 96? They became 9-6 at home versus the Giants, which is also, you can say, a tribute to the Queen since she died at age 96. And again, let me see if I can spell his name, if I've spelled it enough times. Damar Romeo Hamlin. Yep, that's it. Damar Romeo Hamlin. Most of you know him as Damar Hamlin, number 3. But his full name is that, which is 96. And again, his high school is a Catholic school called the Vikings, and that school is 96 years old right now. And when the Vikings beat the Bills earlier this year, they became 9-6 versus the Bills all time, franchise record, 9-6 versus the Bills all time. And Cousins also became 3-3 versus New York. New York's 33 like Sunday. That was another concern. And you see how New York is 78. The Vikings, either the Vikings or the Giants became 7-8 in the wild card round. I forget which one for sure. You see how New York's also 11-1. The Vikings were 11-0 in one-score games this year. They became 11-1, kind of like how Josh Allen today, 111th. He had 111 straight passes without an interception in the playoffs. It ended today with 111. They put that stat up on the screen. And remember, New York lost in the 111th World Series to the Royals, and the Queen was born on the 111th day of the year, kind of like how Josh Allen this year won the day the Queen died. And what was the other piece of that? Oh, yeah. Okay, something we were looking at. We got to thinking more about what the Super Bowl scenario could be, and we drew up some scenarios, and one that we know now for sure is out the window. Again, there was this very interesting narrative with the Vikings and the Bills, two teams that are 0-4 in Super Bowls. Recall when Prince died, the musician. He died on the Queen's birthday, and he died at age 57, Prince did. Dead at 57 on the Queen's birthday. And remember when Prince died, they lit up Niagara Falls purple. That's where Vanity, his girlfriend's from. Vanity was the clue that Prince would die early, which is what we saw the day of the 58th Grammys. And Vanity died the day of the 58th Grammys. Purple Rain equals 58. Prince died just shy of his 58th birthday on the Queen's birthday. You can't get more purple than royalty. But again, Prince's ex-girlfriend from the time of Purple Rain, Vanity, she was from Niagara Falls, a beauty pageant winner from there. The day Prince died, they lit up Niagara Falls purple. Now, who plays right next to Niagara Falls in the NFL? The Buffalo Bills do, right? And again, Hamlin, Mr. 57. And then the week after, they canceled the game because of Hamlin. You got the kick returner opening the game with the the kickoff touchdown exactly 57 days after his birthday. But anyway, we were exploring this possibility as like, could they really have the two 0-4 teams go against each other? Again, this is the 103rd season. The first time those teams ever met was October 3rd, 71, 10-3, 71. Well, it's not going to be, but the narrative was interesting. And had that happened, that would have been the first time I'd seen a death from that far in the past be connected to a Super Bowl this many years later. Because again, Prince did die in 2016. But there is still something to think about with how the big tribute to Prince and the Queen was at Niagara Falls, which is right next to the Bills Stadium. Again, the Bills Stadium where they play outside of Buffalo is just down the road from where Niagara Falls is, which is at the border of the U.S. and Canada. So, anyhow, just all the interesting things to think about. The 49ers won Super Bowl 23 over the Bengals. And the Niners are a 2 seed and the Bengals are a 3 seed in the AFC this year. Brock Purdy's 23 years old. They got Christian McCaffrey, number 23. They won the first playoff game of 23. And the first touchdown was scored by McCaffrey wearing number 23. And the Seahawks lost with 23 points. Also interesting about this game, things that we'll be thinking about and talking about more on Patreon this week. The 49ers did win with 41 points. We do call that the Super Bowl number. What we have to decide, though, is are they paying tribute to the history, the fact that they won the Super Bowl 23, and here we are in 23? Is this a tribute to the past, or is this about what's to come? But Shanahan, the coach of the Niners, did pick up his 57th win in this game as well in the year of Super Bowl 57. So very interesting ritual with the Niners and Seahawks game. And the Jaguars and the Chargers, this game was a heart attack and a half when the Jaguars got way down because I was feeling really good about the Jaguars winning this game. And, one of the big things is a really consistent number with LA is 13. And Trevor Lawrence got his 13th win. And the Jags became 4-1 at home in the wild card round, if I'm not mistaken. If it wasn't that, it was another stat. But there was a 13-41 on the board if the Jaguars won. And a few other things that also went in their favor. There were about 4 or 5 things that lined up nicely for the Jaguars if they won this game. And again, they were down 27-0. Ritual equals 27. It's the 103rd season, the 27th prime. But remember, the league is so much focused on Damar Hamlin, who changed his jersey from 31 to 3. The Jaguars scored 31 points to the Chargers 3 points and coming back from down 27-0. The Dolphins and Bills, there was no way the Bills weren't going to win 14 games this year. Again, it began with the May 14th shooting, with the 14 words on the gun. Like literally every week there's been a 14 ritual. Not only did the Bills get their 14th win of the season in this game, they also got their 14th home win in playoff history. And the game did start 14-0 in their favor, and then it became 17-0, and Allen equals 17, and he wears number 17. And again, Damar Hamlin hurt in week 17, exactly 17 weeks after changing his jersey number. And again, you can just see how dumb the NFL is, too. I mean, if it's not scripted, well, I mean, assuming the Bills are the great team that they're supposed to be, I mean, it looked like the way the game started, it looked like Miami wasn't going to move the ball at all day, and the Bills were just going to have their way with them, and the score might end up being, 52-0. But then all of a sudden, once they're up 17-0, all of a sudden, they just can't do anything smart. They're turning the ball over. They can't play defense. They can't move the ball at all. It's just, I mean, it's like, and then it comes here like, oh, man, making some great adjustments over there. It's like, look at the way they're playing right now. Does it even look like, I mean, they're not playing like the same team. I mean, Allen's interception with the 111 thing, he just threw the ball a million miles down the field like a punt back into the secondary. It's like, what's that about? These games are a joke. But notice the Bills did score 17. Oh, well, you know what? Actually, that's right. They got the extra 3 points at the end of the half to go up 20-17. But they also scored 14 in the second half. Okay. And then we talked about the Giants and Vikings game. And then again, we talked about the Bengals-Ravens game. And if you want to know what we think about the Monday night football game, again, we've put out a lot of content already on Patreon, but we will talk more about it before. We'll do another live stream tomorrow on Patreon, just going over all the information we gathered from this week, because there's even a lot more than I've already said. But yeah, it looks like they got the whopper of rituals set up for tomorrow for Monday night football. So 8 is enough. Anyway, RIP to the young Georgia football player. It really is sick, this stuff, man. And it's just, again, I don't know how people don't catch on. 15-0 season, and then a young guy from the team is dead on the 15th. And by the way, the report, I can't find his birthday, but they're saying he was 20 years old. Remember earlier this week when Lisa Marie Presley was hospitalized, I put out a video before the headline came out that he was dead, saying, don't be surprised if the headline turns into she's dead. And the reason why is because it was 20 days before her birthday. And again, in Gematria, death is 20, time is 20, cross is 20. And again, her death, huge Jesuit ritual, dead at 54, right after the Golden Globes. Golden Globes were on 54 date numerology. The Elvis actor won Best Actor. Elvis's first concert was in 54. Sun also equals 54. He recorded for Sun Records. The Jesuit Order's logos, the sun with a cross in it. She's dead at 54, 20 days from her birthday. And remember that T is the 20th letter of the alphabetic order. When you use numerology, it becomes 2, but it's the 20th letter, and it's like a cross. So 20 is a fateful number. Also, he wore number 77. His name equaled 58. Secret Society equals 58 forward, 77 in reverse. Again, Elvis dead in 1977. Now his daughter dead right after Priscilla Presley turns 77 years old, the mother. So, again, that's why, I mean, you pay attention to the patterns. You just see the same numbers showing up all over the place. 77, significant number. And, when the police are writing the report saying he died in the car crash, again, what band was chosen to put out the song Murder by Numbers, where killing's as simple as ABC 1, 2, 3? That song is by the Police. Stuart Copeland, who's in the Police, his father was in the CIA. So who really wrote that song? We know our federal government operates by this code every day. Most people aren't paying attention to the federal government at all because they're more into what's going on in the world of sports, entertainment, consumerism. Oh, government news? That's boring. I don't really think about it too much. I'm a red guy. I don't think about it too much. I only vote blue, Rather watch the sports game than think too much about it. My mom told me to always vote blue. My dad said always vote red. So I always vote red, but I also would like to watch the 49ers. Rather think about the 49ers this weekend. Joe Mixon, 39 yards. Bengals, 39. The Raven, 39. That's all they needed. But yeah, also a lot of people are asking me to start doing a nightly review stream where people can call in for the sports. And again, it would just be that much more work in the day. I already get up early and work all day, every day. But I guess I could put in an extra hour each night. If I do that, I am going to charge a little bit more for that service if we're going to start doing a nightly review. But I did mention it on Patreon, and quite a few people said that they would like to see that. And I know for you newer guys, that would be helpful. Sorry for some of you guys, newer guys. There's so many people that are just, they've been around for so long. I know some of you newer guys, like when you read the information, you're not as confident with what to do with it, but that for you guys, the reviews would be more helpful as well. So I'll think about what the price will be. I won't make it too high, but if a lot of you guys would like me to start doing the nightly review for sports, recap the day, take calls on other people's thoughts, it could be like a 1.5 hour show each night. Let me know in the comments. And for the guy in the comments leaving comments like, this team's 1,000 times better than that team, we really don't know what teams are how much better than any team in these. Again, it's the National Fixed League. You know, the Rams look like such a powerhouse last year, and then this year they can hardly win a game. You know what I mean? So. All right, but yeah, I'm going to wrap it up. Sweet lady has a 3-day weekend. She wants to watch a movie tonight. So I'm going to spend the rest of the night with Sweet lady. We're acting like we're our own age. We normally are already in bed asleep at this time. But yeah, anyway, I just want to come on here and just recap the big sports weekend. And again, I mean, the other thing, it's just like, those of you guys who follow my work and follow my Twitter, could you guys like leave some comments so I can feel like I'm not wasting my time posting on Twitter or anywhere for that matter? Because it just gets annoying, like putting up this information and then the only comments are like this. The voices, you know, there's somebody talking shit. Shut up. It's like, shut up. I mean, what? Pointing out that the obvious ritual with the death of the college football player. I mean, these are the comments. Some kind of cat meme. And shut up. It's just like who are the people that follow me? 21,000 followers. I would think there'd be like 50 comments, like things like, we need to get this information to the Georgia Bulldogs, or like some responses from some Georgia Bulldogs, or some people in Georgia, or some people that knew this guy, or just. Yeah, I'm just dumbfounded how the stuff just goes on every year. Just the ritualistic murder, so obvious, 15-0, and then dead on the 15th. I mean, just like, what's wrong with people? How does nobody see it? I got George Carlin's voice in my mind. How's he say it? He's like, nobody seems to notice. Nobody seems to care. How many TVs were broken last night by Chargers fans? I'm sure people pulled out their gun and shot the TV last night. San Diego, military town. By the way, did you guys see in Illinois, 74 sheriffs are standing against the assault weapons ban? I mean, in a way, I'm glad to see it, but I'm like, look at this Masonic ritual. Oh, I'm sure 74 sheriffs. Fraternal Order of Police. They just do this stuff to just keep people fighting amongst themselves. But anyway, we'll leave it there for now. Let me know what you guys think about the sports review, and also just some other good news. Sweet lady's mom is actually she's making she was not doing too great, but she's actually doing better in recent days. May Nuno, are we going down to Los Angeles for Kobe anniversary? Trying to get Sweet Lady to take some days off, go with me down to LA. But yeah, I'll still let you guys know on LA. You know, her mom's doing better, but not great. But again, if I don't go down to Kobe Bryant anniversary, January 26th, I'll wait till Kobe Bryant Day. We are doing LA this year for sure. It's happening. It's just if I don't do it January 26th, we'll do it on the Kobe Bryant Day. And in a way, I just feel like maybe that's the better day, because it's actually Kobe Bryant Day. And I know January 26th is the anniversary, but it's not the weekend. It's a Thursday. I don't know. I'll keep you posted. I kind of want to do it, but we'll see. We'll see. We'll see. So, all right, guys, have a good rest of your night. If you're in the other part of the world, have a good day. And RIP to the young man at Georgia. And again, you guys, I mean, year after year, it really is the same thing. I mean, how many more college football players need to be sacrificed? And for all you trolls out there, again, what I do know is there are people in the world who do appreciate the information, and I got to meet some of those people face-to-face who played for the LSU Tigers football team when I went down to that campus in 2020, and I still remember the players and the way some of them looked at me and said, thank you for telling me this. And the reason those ones appreciate it is because I guarantee they see these same headlines, and they probably wonder, is that really what happened? Man, it seems to happen too often around these championship times. LeBron goes down to and signs with the Lakers, and just a few days later, 2 former UCLA players are dead. It's like, okay, LeBron comes to LA and just 2 former UCLA players are just dead like that. Boom, boom. I mean, come on. And again, LeBron just turned 38, averaged 38 points for his first 4 games after turning 38. Numbers of death, Georgia, the 4th state. And by the way, just with regards to 38 and death, remember, wild card 38, death 38, RIP to the former Jaguar who just dropped dead at age 38. However, now that I've seen that guy's live streams ranting about people who didn't get the jab, all I got to say to that guy is karma's a bitch. But I don't think it was the jab who got him. People are writing that the jab got him, but I don't think that's what happened. It's just like long before the jab, we've been documenting these death rituals over and over. So, and Crack Their Code. That's Amy, you guys. Her new account, Crack Their Code. Again, she has her YouTube is Crack Their Code, all one word, no spaces. Type it, you'll find it. And her website's cracktheircode.org. She's doing really great work. So. All right, we'll leave it there. Till next time, True Seeker.